Ugh, oh. I've heard of falling asleep, but that was ridiculous.
Can someone tell me why it looks this good? Sonic Dream Team is now out on the Apple Arcade, which is probably not at all what we were originally expecting, let alone how it's managed to garnish a lot of positive reactions. We're disregarding the exclusivity deal with Apple for now. Overall, it's a simple title that goes back to Sonic's fundamentals, and has probably made it one of the best mobile releases to date. But I know it leads to some of the biggest questions on everyone's mind. Like, why does it look this good? Especially on a mobile device. Is there some sort of black magic being involved? Or is the answer more simpler than expected on both a development level and a conceptual level? And of course, what does this mean going forward for the future of not only Sonic, but Sega's development schedule? Well, let's break it down, using what we know when it comes to game design and development, so hopefully you can get a better understanding of what mysterious core aspects that when combined together can create something truly amazing. So, where should we begin? Well, I guess let's talk about the studio behind this app, which is Hardlight Studios, which over the years have created a reputation for themselves with handling Sonic's IPs on mobile devices, most notably the Sonic Dash series. So it's fair to say that they have a good idea of what it's like developing for mobile devices. And for those who don't know, it's not as simple as you might think, especially for 3D games. But why is that? Well, mobile devices don't have the same power a PC brings, as the CPU on your phone tends to be lower powered in order to save on power consumption. So why am I bringing this up? Well, in order to pull it off, one needs knowledge of being able to operate within these boundaries by utilizing a secret weapon known as the GPU, which requires a different knowledge when it comes to vector math and a bunch of things I won't get into. In simple terms from a wise person, GPUs are stupid faster and CPUs are smarter slower. So you have to be able to be the smarter person when it comes to dictating what the GPU can do by utilizing things like shaders. And based on what this person on Twitter who's been able to decompile the game has come up with, there's a lot of shaders being used to render a lot of the objects. But Hardlight's knowledge of coding on the GPU can only really get you so far. You may be able to create the smartest thing alive, but if it doesn't look good on a stylistic or conceptual level, then what's the point? Luckily for you, Sonic Dream Team has a style. I mean, it's in the name. Dream. In other words, they're allowed to get away with a lot of things. Stylizing your game this way allows models to become lower poly, therefore reducing poly count. Heck, if it was ported, I bet it would work a whole lot better on the Switch than Frontiers ever could. Again, because the stylistic approach lends itself better to aid in the low-end graphical nature. It's hard to get away with realism when you don't have enough polygons to do so. Not only that, but the whole dream aesthetic goes hand in hand with the whole idea of Sonic itself. We enjoy the vibrant and surrealism that Sonic games present, and using the story motives surrounding dreams gives the developers the excuse to get away with these certain things, such as even utilizing Cream as a character we haven't seen in a while present a main role in a Sonic game ever since Sonic Advance 2. But the concept and internal development of Sonic Dream Team would be nothing if it weren't for this last key aspect, something that Sonic games tend to not have time and time again. That's right. It's time itself. See what I did there? It's pretty much a well-known fact that companies don't give developers an appropriate amount of time to spend on a game, whether it's because of budget cuts or meeting holiday sales. And unfortunately, that leads to some oversights. And we all know that Sega is no stranger when it comes to this in Sonic's past titles. Now, we don't know the exact time that Hardlight Studios has spent on this, but I can say that building a game knowing preemptively that it's going to be a mini-game endeavor gives the developers more room to focus on specific things. For example, using animated slideshows for exposition dumps to prioritize more detailed animations for character intros and major plot segments, it definitely gives more time. Downsizing the game to be catered to fewer zones but give each character ample space to express their own strengths and level variety, again, promotes time spent on these things. It's this trifecta of time spent, stylized concepts, and developer knowledge that allows Sonic Dream Team to be kind of a pocket success. And it's this understanding that allows other industries to have success with their games. I can only hope that Sega can take this from Sonic Dream Team and hopefully make a better outlook for the future of Sonic and maybe Sonic Frontiers sequel. That's just a dream. But you know what can be a dream come true is by subscribing. It only takes about 2 seconds for this absolutely free content. And like always, you can change your mind later. Mr. Bane out.